Hello to the internet. This is Carrie, your empowering educator, and I'm about to hear my voice in my head. What that means is I'm about to hear my voice coming through the screen. I always hear my voice in my head, so I'm gonna have to pause it in just a second. But I wanted to check in on my solar return spread. So I just spent the last 8 minutes or so rewatching
Internet.
the
This is Carrie, your empowering educator.
there we go. So yeah, I just spent the last 8 minutes or so rewatching the first 8 minutes of my solar return spread to kind of remind myself of what I had pulled for the year ahead, which was the Eight of Vials, which is the Eight of Cups in the Numinous deck that you see on the screen. And that was all about kind of leaving behind things that are no longer emotionally fulfilling, but doing it with agency, doing it in a transformative way. So that way I am not unprepared for what comes next. And then my card for May, so my birthday was on May 7th, and today is June 8th, was the reversed 10 of Bells. And what's interesting is when I was listening back to this, I was like, I don't know if any cycles have ended, but for sure, I was very decisive in sort of an intellectual pursuit, which felt really good. So I have been in a bit of a transition period. I mean, honestly, for at least the last 2 years, but probably longer, um, from leaving the classroom to this like entrepreneurial venture. And through that, I have discovered my own connection to spirit, source through the tarot, and have really enjoyed kind of playing around with my own interpretations in sort of this comedic way. Um, and I haven't really been sure where that was leading me, but other things have lined up very, very nicely that pointed me in the direction of a doctoral program, which 1 month ago, Carrie would have been like, what you fucking talking about? You're not going to be a doctor. Like, what? But as of yesterday, I got verbal confirmation that I will be accepted into a doctorate of education program called Transformative Action in Education. And so this idea of the 10 of bells reversed is to me almost like a 180 of what I thought I was going to be pursuing as sort of an intellectual venture in terms of my entrepreneurial skills. I was really hoping for curriculum coaching to take off. I was hoping that I'd be able to write more of my novel. But what actually came forth was like, this program is for you. You need to apply for it. And I went through the whole process this month. And it was one of those things where, you know, how sometimes you apply for a job and you're like not psyched to write the cover letter. You're just like, ugh, I'm going through the motions. Like, I was psyched to write my resume. I was psyched to write my personal statement. I was psyched to like find my master's thesis and pull out 5 pages and be like, damn, Carrie, you're smart. And have my admission interview and be told verbally that like, yeah, we want you. So I think that that's very interesting how I didn't, obviously I couldn't have seen it this way a month ago, but what I'm seeing this reversal as now, which is like the direction that you thought you were going in, and potentially a place in your life that needed to come to some kind of a conclusion, or even yeah, just like kind of getting clearer, was in this like intellectual pursuit, which was like, hey, you were kind of led to this place, you did the thing, you executed it. I spoke in the May, or the overall solar return, about how I struggle with like decision paralysis, and how like this was so easy. Like I just did it and it was like fulfilling and fun, and then got the reward of like, yes, you're a part of this program now, or will be. It kind of shows me that like I embodied this idea of doing rather than deciding. Like, yes, I hemmed and hawed. I was like, you really gonna fucking go back to school at, you know, 37 and get a doctoral, like this is, or doctorate, this is crazy. And also like everything made it easy to happen. So this just goes to show you that you never really know, what is going to happen from one week to the next, one day to the next, one moment to the next. And it's really important to keep your eyes open for like where those 180s can come in. So this is going to be a really short one because I only have 1 month to reflect on, but I'm going to check back in July and see my card of the month for June and how that has played out, and how it's played back to the Eight of Vials as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. If a solar return spread, so a video like this is something that would interest you, there's going to be information below about how you can go ahead and get one of those for yourself. I also do quarterly checkups throughout the year, so you and I can have a face-to-face to talk about the cards that came out and kind of what I'm doing right now, online processing with myself, you would get to do with me, for a discount from what I would normally charge for that type of a service. So hopefully this lands with you. If you are having your own Eight of Cups or Ten of Swords moment, just know that you're not alone, and let me know in the messages below, comments, that's the word, so that way I know how I can best support you and that this is landing with you. Have a face-to-face to talk about the cards that came out and kind of what I'm doing right now, online processing with myself, you would get to do with me, for a discount from what I would normally charge for that type of a service. So hopefully this lands with you. If you are having your own Eight of Cups or Ten of Swords moment, just know that you're not alone, and let me know in the messages below, comments, that's the word, so that way I know how I can best support you and that this is landing with you.